Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Synthesis, Dynamic Analytical Synthesis. I'm one of your hosts, Pure.
This is Ja East.
I got a special guest, my man Louie C. Rhymes. Go.
Yep.
All right. One moment, please. Louie C. Rhymes, a.k.a. Mr. Camacho. Shout out to Pure for having me. 1, 2. Check it. When I was a kid, it was all easy. Hooping in the driveway or gaming, entertaining while engaging with the TV. I learned to give respect by the way that people treat me. Situations dictate, I speak freely. Coming out the box like Jordans without socks. I used to rock the AI3s on a blacktop, and now I like to swap and opt out. Imperial is imperial of the state that we have got now. The story on the gram is just the glory to the lambs, and I don't care how nice me or my life look, cause I am caring, loving, and yeah, kid, I'm beautiful. It's too bad the internet can go and change the truth to you, the root in you, make you go and make a move or two. I'm sick of the way that your feed always change the view in you. The black mirrors come true. Me, I have come to. I go Bruce Lee on the mirrors in Kung Fu. I'm not having it. I'm not rapping it. Cole said it's a faster route to the bottom and it's not challenging. I'm done with these hate lovers always talking ish. And I don't stand with Trump, yo. I'm with the immigrants. And all you people want to do is know. It's sad because the world prefers to know rather than it does to grow. And oh, he's Puerto Rican, but he shows white. That's the same type of perception that I dealt with my whole life. Racially profiled to my own benefit. It just shows what a society's comfort level is. I'm rare as a mixed battalion. Fighting for love, not for medallions. A Puerto Rican, not Italian. I'm alien, not of this planet. Rappers causing damage, I repair and manage, and I never panic. Kids becoming with life scars, things you do not know. Because life's hard, there are things that they will not show. I'm living with open mind, a vision with open eyes. Because you could be in the sky, but the only way to feel it is to fly. I'm living with open eyes, a vision with open mind. You could be in the sky, but the only way to feel it is to fly. So
Louie C.
fly high.
Easy.
Hey.
What's good?
Hey. Welcome to the Synthesis. Welcome to the Synthesis. Yo, you know, we not playing no games no more, man. Y'all hear us. We freestyling, we doing all of that, man.
Hey, Lou, man. Thanks for coming on the show, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm real excited to see what the synthesis is about.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
We
Louie
about
C.
it.
Rhymes, a.k.a.
Definitely about
Mr.
it.
Camacho. A lot of people don't know, you know, along with those wonderful, brilliant rhymes, you know, you're also an educator. You know what I'm saying? Here in New York City. You know what I mean? Let's get into that, man. And you are a tech guru as well. You understand what I'm saying? So this guy wears multiple hats, and he does all of them well. So what's up, Lou, man? What made you want to even get into the DOE? And not saying instead, but like, you know, most people would just put all their eggs into the hip hop basket. You understand what I'm saying? And what I see what you're doing is you're an educator that happens to do hip hop, and you do it well. Both of them. So like, how did that whole thing come about?
I'm a starter from the beginning. The way I realized that I wanted to become a teacher is, believe it or not, a corny old movie called Mighty Ducks. Gordon Bombay and Charlie. They were my inspirations. When I was a kid, I used to, you know, want to be like them. And truth is, you know, I went to college to be a teacher because after watching that movie, I knew I wanted to be a coach. So I said, let me go to college and be a phys ed teacher, and then I'll be able to be a coach.
Okay.
And when I went to college, I was able to learn a little bit more about the needs of people who aren't athletes, people who, you know, require a little bit more understanding of the need to be healthy and live a healthy life. And I didn't really see that because I was always surrounded by athletes. So it was something that was new to me, and it made me more interested in working with not people only that were athletes, but everybody.
Okay.
And then once I realized that, it was a big problem for me. I had a real big struggle with it because when I was in college, that's when I started rapping. And I was nervous because I rap, in my opinion, I rap the way that a gangster rapper raps in terms of the schematics of it.
Okay.
But I do not say anything similar to or send the message anything similar to what a gangster rapper would send because that's just not who I am.
Right.
But when I was in college at the time, I remember being really, really torn between whether or not I wanted people in the field of education to be aware of the fact that I rapped.
Right.
Because there was this negative connotation that went along with hip-hop at that, you know, at that time, and I still feel like it goes on today sometimes. So, you know, I I ended up getting a leave replacement gig in Queensbridge. Believe it or not, it was actually at Nas's elementary school.
Okay.
Shout out to Nas.
Shout out to Nas, also one of my favorite rappers, if not my favorite. But ironically enough, it was at his elementary school. So I was teaching a lesson, and when I was teaching a lesson, I started freestyling in the middle of it because it just felt natural, and it wasn't too intense. It was just maybe a bar or two.
Yeah.
But the kids really enjoyed it, and you know, after that, the teacher said, "You should start like a club. You should do something because these kids want to rap. Like this is what they want to do."
They felt you. You was real.
And I didn't think that at the time that it was going to be such an easy connection, but it was. So when I started this group, I made a group. It's called Rebound with Sound, and it actually
Shout out to Rebound with Sound.
Rebound with Sound, copyrighted, trademarked, all that stuff. I got that going on. That's my educational
Can't steal that.
rap group. But so Rebound with Sound was made in Queensbridge, first at that school, and I'll never forget. I met this kid, this fourth grader. His name was Jalen, and I was like intimidated by how good he could rap. He was amazing. And I realized that, you know, in his ability to rap, it took a lot of effort and a lot of understanding of, you know, rhythm and schematics and just constant, like, effort and sitting, listening to a beat for hours. And then, you know, after that, I saw him do that. I said, you know what? This isn't something that has a negative connotation with it. This is something that has a positive connotation with it. And I spun his situation to the administration at the school. And I said, well, you know, everybody, if you work in education, sometimes they call the students who struggle in school the heavy hitters. Those are the heavy hitters. So I told the administration I want to try to engage some of these heavy hitters by giving them an opportunity to rap, dance, sing, make beats, all that. And then I ended up with Rebound with Sound. If you check it out, you YouTube Rebound with Sound, you'll see I got students rapping, I'm rapping, they're making beats. We do some cover songs, but they make some originals too.
Say that again. Check out Rebound with Sound. That's what it's called?
Yeah, so if you Google Rebound with Sound or Google, you know, Mr. Camacho Rebound with Sound, you'll find it. That's my educational alias and group that I have that we go by. And then Louie C. Rhymes, a.k.a. Mr. Camacho, is, you know, the rapper that I, you know, personalize myself with. That's my personal rapper, you know, alias. And there's really no difference, truthfully. The only difference is that the Rebound with Sound music is always in some way made somehow in collaboration with students. But I don't curse. Not that I believe cursing is bad and stuff, but I just think it's more difficult.
Why would you? You dealing with students. You Mr. Camacho. Like, we don't do that.
Exactly, and I just think that, you know, if you start modeling that type of stuff for them, they're going to start doing it, and then, you know, who am I to judge them for acting a certain way? So,
But look,
Okay.
Mr. Camacho, I'm in here. I'm in the building with you. Your energy is amazing.
thank you.
So, like, do you target a certain type of student, or do you just deal with everybody? Like, do you feel like anybody could rap, or, you know?
Yeah, so I feel like anybody can rap. I do feel like anybody can rap. The students that I do target was the students in the school that were struggling the most. I personally, I'm gonna be real, I always felt like, you know, I grew up in the suburbs. I grew up in Wantagh, Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great experience. Love my upbringing. Shout out to Wantagh. I got my gear on here. It was a great experience. All my friends, I have 13 best friends I met in Wantagh. They are all still my best friends. You know, great people, great things. But I always felt that I just didn't want to teach those kind of kids in those situations, you know, because like my problem when I was in those schools, like mommy didn't pack me Dunkaroos that day and shit. Like I didn't think that was what I wanted to do, and I always felt like I had a lot of love in me. I was lucky. I had good parents that really, really showed me how to love somebody. And I had a lot of love to give, and I knew that the city was the place to give that love, and it was needed there. So I went to the Bronx, did things in Queensbridge, taught in Gowanus, things like that.
Shout out to Gowanus, Queensbridge.
Definitely Carroll Gardens. I was in there for a little bit too, but
Carroll Gardens.
you know, the specific group of students, I'm going to be real with you, it is black and brown children that I want to reach.
Of course.
Sorry, go ahead.
But with that said, right, you notice that I feel like with the hip hop, you see how when you was just rapping, it's not even just the words. It's like you painting pictures, so you allow people to think, right? So even with the hip hop, when you in a class, like you said, it just came out natural, right? So now you got kids' attention. Not only they listening, they dreaming, right? And it's just dreaming about what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I feel like hip-hop is a place where you can dream. You can actually be wherever you want in hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you put a lot of educational things into lyrics, sometimes if a kid remember the lyrics, you remember the answers,
Yep.
right? But not only the answers, you remembering like if you could write rhymes talking about how to build a house, right? With an ill beat, like you said, and I put that beat on, I'm like, oh shit, hold on, what he said? And then we do this, and then we get the bricks, and then we get the hammer, and then we go this way, right? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, muscle memory is like music memory.
That's what I'm saying. And I feel like that is excellent because me, myself, I'm a visual learner, right? And some people say television, television. I think that's, a bad stigma, right? Because I could watch something, right, and learn it, right? Because you could read something and you could be stuck, right? Reading is fundamental. I'm not, because I'm a great reader. But what I'm saying is, if I see the definition, I can even explain it better because I see it, opposed to reading the definition, right? Because sometimes people don't know what they're reading. It's just reading.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
They're not internalizing it. They're not making meaning of it.
Right. Man, I feel like with the visual, there's so much you can learn. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Because sometimes, just take it to Charlie Chaplin. He don't talk.
He don't talk, right?
It's true.
He definitely don't talk.
But his movements, you learn so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know how you feeling. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got you.
And I'm going to tell y'all like this. Like, I lived in a certain neighborhood for my whole life. I got a lot of acquaintances and I got a lot of friends. Some people talk, some people do. You know the difference. You know why you know the difference? Because the ones who talk, they still in the same position that they was 15, 20, 30 years ago.
Yep.
But the ones that do, they call you and they tell you, come over here. We doing something different. The doers do and the talkers talk. So you gotta put yourself in a position where what you gonna do? Talk or do? I like to do, so I don't like to talk. So you gotta put yourself. Which one is it?
And
Which one is it gonna be?
to that point, I always cite that with my kids. When I teach, I always try to explain to them, if you're the best at something, even if you really want to be the best at something, you never say you're the best at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it. I mean, I always think about athletics because I was an athlete, but like LeBron don't say he's the best.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be the best. He's a doer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jeter didn't say he was the best. These guys didn't care about what people thought about them because they were all about doing it. They weren't about talking about it. So I agree. Ironically enough, rapping is talk, but that is the way that I do. But I think that it's really important that not only do I rap this way, but when I walk and carry myself in the streets and in the schools and in life, that I act this way and that I represent what I believe. And I personally think that color, no matter what it is of your skin, that shit all goes away once you invest yourself in somebody and try to have a legit relationship with them, care about them. I was a dean in the last school I worked at. I'm looking to become a principal one day. And, I was the kid, or I was the guy that got all the kids to straighten up. Right. But it wasn't because I was mean to them. Right. It was because I invested in them. They knew I cared about them.
Yep.
I respected them. And they were sometimes going to be a little disrespectful to me, and I'm not going to take it personal. Because there's a lot of things that they were going through that I didn't even have a clue about.
No, because you're a man. Like, everybody can have their opinion, but you're a man. You confident in yourself. It doesn't matter what you say about me. I'm confident in myself. You can have your opinion, but by the end of the day, you're you and I'm me.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
So also too, with the sound, what's that? Rebound for sound.
So rebound with sound is the educational
rebound
group.
with sound, right? That's actually a movement.
Yes. Yeah.
And
so
the information, that I did my research on, I thought it was phenomenal, man. You actually got cool videos too, bro.
Thank you.
Definitely, I tuned in, man. And you got the students involved in the hallway.
Yes.
I felt like I was watching Video Music Box. Oh, shout out to Robert Daniels. Word, man. And how did that whole concept come up? Where they actually the school actually let you do that?
So I'm not gonna get into the details of that school, but that school wasn't a great school. And the minute I started coming out with rapping and the kids started to be receptive to it, the administration was all about it. So the administration bought a Jumbotron and they put it in front of the school building. Ironically enough, it didn't have sound. But I would make the videos, and the video you're talking about is what they put on the Jumbotron. But the way that really came about was, so that's where I met my wife. And when I met my wife at that school, shout out to wifey. She would be watching right now, but she's probably got to sleep. She's probably sleeping because she's got work in the morning. But you know, that's where I met my wife. And what happened was, she was the English teacher, and I was the phys ed teacher. And I wasn't the dean, but I was a person who helped regulate the students' behavior and all that.
You was a regulator.
Yeah, I was just somebody who they respected because I respected them. But so she was an ELA teacher, and she and I would just struggle to make sure that they, you know, got all the learning that they needed in her class in the building. You know, when I'm in the school, all I care about is the kids getting the best experience they can. I don't really care about anything.
You a man.
The adults kind of bother me sometimes because they're not focused on that. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But so at that school, my wife was like, "Yo, you rap." Well, she wasn't my wife then. She was about to be the girlfriend. But she was like, "You rap. You got to do this."
You knew she was gonna be your wife. You looked
The
up
truth
straight
is,
in the eye.
I did. But
you did. You was just. It was just. Is she going to receive me?
Exactly.
Exactly.
But yeah, so she encouraged me to rap. She was always in my corner. She always thought it was amazing. And then once the kids heard it, it became a thing. Yeah. So now you walk by Camacho, you're gonna act like you could rap, and that was a way that I started to engage with the heavy hitters and everybody. Just they would come up to me and they would feel like they could joke around with me about rapping, and it was just
Camacho,
a really good opening.
It was a good opening. Camacho.
I got the love to give, man. I got love to give.
That. You know, look, the Hector Macho Man Camacho. That's you.
I wish I had some relation to him. Nothing in the family tree, but
you look like him.
Hey, so also, where do you see yourself taking sound? I mean, how do I say
Rebound with sound?
Where do you see yourself taking Rebound with sound?
You know, it's funny. Where I'm at right now, there's so many different avenues that I feel like I could go. Like I said, or like you said before, I'm a tech guru. I actually helped design a website, an educational website that tracks students' behavior and incentivizes it through using a point system. So that's another thing that I'm like trying to get off the ground and like be able to get all or more schools to use so that they can, implement it so that the kids can, have reasons and incentivized reasons to behave and want to learn. But in terms of where I want to be, is that what the question was?
Right.
Yeah. So, I'm an instructional coach right now. I want to be a principal so bad because I see a lot of people,
Mr.
principals.
Camacho, I gotta ask a question. I'm here with two great educators, Cool Holmes and Mr. Camacho. So, do y'all think that we could get this whole school system out the way so we could teach our own? I wanna we gotta get to the point where and nobody could teach our kids but us.
Right. So I'm totally with that, and that's Cole says something about they spending my money to buy books or curriculum to hire teachers that don't look like them, and I get that. I get that because that's real.
This guy's on point.
This
guy's on point.
That's very real to me in terms of. I believe that there needs to be more black and brown representation in terms of teachers.
You have to.
However, I do believe that no matter who you are, if you invest in people, you could see through that.
Yeah.
But personally, I just think that in order for our kids to be inspired and want to become a doer and not a talker,
yes,
we need to model that. And
we have to.
I feel like a lot of people do that in different ways, and there's just a lot of disconnections between the ways that people do it. So
I feel like there's a lot of disconnect between young and old.
Right.
Black and brown. I feel like there's a lot of disconnect between everybody, but we got to understand that we all in the same gang. It's not even that. We just got to get to the same point here, and that's it. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Nah, with the the education piece, when you say educate ourselves, I think it sound good. That's not reality, because there's a lot of people giving education with no education. Some people are just out here preaching and talking. So I do think you need structure. You know
Of
what I mean?
course, of course.
That's very important.
I think so too.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that are fortunate enough to have gifts, God-given gifts, and then they channel into that gift and they succeed in life, right? Because if you walk in your gift, you'll shine. So a lot of times when you have a gift, right, whatever that may be, you might find it early, right? You may become successful, and then people see that, especially black and brown kids. They may not have your gift,
Yeah.
but they thinking that that's the way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And the person with the gift may disregard education because they was the one in a gazillion.
Right. They were the one. They were the rare percentage.
Right. That made it successful, and they're looking at the kids that's going to school or whatever as the cold statements you said, right? But that brother went to college. He had structure, right? You listen to his rhyme schemes.
Yep.
He's educated. He's smart.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So at the same time, I'm educated. Is it a joke? Nah, it's not. But you got a lot of people that think you can self-educate. Nah. You can't. I'm not saying you can't, but that's not reality. You understand what I'm saying? Because look at the people that's saying self-educate, right? You said talk and do. So if I'm looking at you and you want to educate me, I got to look at you. Like, wow, what you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I'm just
right,
being
right.
real.
What are you showing me?
What are you, this is all I'm saying, right? Because, and not to knock anybody with the loopholes, drug dealers, scammers, whatever, but that's appealing because of what you see.
But they're not on the radar because
But who's not on the radar?
the scammers and the drug dealers, because it's a system just for you to go to jail.
No, but but when you say radar, what do you mean they're not on the radar?
They're not gonna prosper.
Yeah, but you don't know that. I'm gonna say why you don't know that, because if I'm a kid and I see that, I don't know that, right? So if I see you in a 2-year span, I remember a kid's mind is not really thinking
You're right.
at 15 to 30. You thinking from 15 to 15 and a half. You understand what I'm saying?
no
If you're lucky.
Right. So if I'm thinking 15, 15 and a half, and I see somebody that may have a new Benz, a new Beamer, that's a pair of sneakers for every day of the week. You know what I'm saying? Switching sneakers 3 times a day. You understand what I'm saying? That's more appealing, is what I mean. So what I'm saying with that is that when you say self-educate, right? Those guys have more of an influence. You get what I'm saying? So, Mike, those guys can actually reach a kid faster than a teacher, a parent that's really working hard. I'm just saying, and we live in a visual world. You said it in your rhyme earlier, right? That doesn't mean it's real. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when we educate, you know what I'm saying, sometimes, as you said, you have to show successful black and brown people to motivate black and brown children
that they can do it.
That they can do it. You know what I'm saying? In a positive manner. But you can't. I don't think you can. But that doesn't mean I'm right? I don't think you can really say self-educate if you're not self-educated.
Right.
Definitely. I agree with that 100%. So you got to have something under your belt. You can't just be telling anybody anything.
Right.
You got to have something to show.
And to that point, I want to go back real quick. So the stars, right, that our children want to be like, they often emulate the fact that material is everything. And then I said that in my rhyme. I said material is imperial of the state that we've got now. Because that is what a lot of times we judge success on. The cars, the monies, the clothes, the video games, the sneakers, all that stuff. And my whole perspective on that is when you die, when you leave the planet, when it's all over, all that material will be there, but it will not serve any purpose other than just sitting as a piece of matter in the universe. But
the coffin is a one-seater.
Right. But the experiences that you had with the people that you had them with and the interactions that you had will allow you to, I don't want to say you, but will allow any part of you that could live on to live on. And that's what my goal was with the rap.
Beanie Man said, memories don't live like people do.
Truth.
And that's true.
And that's what I want to do with my music. And when I work with the kids is that, I know there's kids I've had relationships with that I felt like I never even got through to. And I'm sure that maybe, you know, in their life. They never will have any of the interactions or experiences that we have affect them. But I think there are some kids that will down the road later on. I think there are some kids that will look back and be like, oh, that's what Camacho was talking about. Like, oh, he showed me that. He told me that. I didn't get that then, but I see that now. So it's not really to me about the material. Everybody wants the material. I wish I had enough money to not spend it on material.
Right.
It's just not what the purpose of using your money should be for, in my opinion, if you want to grow. Right? If you want to grow as a person, material is not you. If you want to grow financially, material could be the way you want to go.
Right.
But that's how I feel about that whole material and what kids aspire to be and grow up to in terms of getting the cars and the money and the clothes. I want them to aspire to have certain experiences and do certain things with their life. That's what I want.
It's funny. I was watching, once again with Visual Learn. Shout out to Steven Jackson. He said that his time spent in the NBA, he realized that there was more guys just infatuated with the NBA lifestyle rather than being more concerned with being the best basketball NBA player they could be.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? So some of they don't really love the game. They just want the lifestyle that comes with it. And I feel like a lot of people, right, they do things for opportunities to create better lifestyles.
Definitely.
Right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna go all the way left right now.
Go all the way.
Right. When you say hip hop and you ask today, who is the best artist? No, I'm not asking. No. I'm not asking,
I got you.
right? But what I mean is that a lot of people will associate that best artist with money,
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
not lyrics, not music.
That's why Cole is not known as the best rapper
You see
right
what
now,
I'm
but he
saying?
is.
You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
I totally get you because
Right.
it's who is it? 6ix9ine. What's that? Is it Tekashi 6ix9ine? Yeah, that guy. These kids love these guys. They have no
Yeah,
lyrics.
But not even to Tekashi. We're not even going here. I'm talking about even our generation, a little older. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you associate success. A lot of them associate success with material.
Yep.
Who owns the plane, right?
Yeah.
Right? And you hear them saying, yeah, they taking G4s to Miami and things of that nature.
Yep.
Right? So now, when you see that, you are blinded from the talent. You see what I'm saying?
And it's hard to even recognize the amount of effort and work that goes into that
Right.
song or project or whatever it is that you're watching.
understand? So, I really feel like, even with hip hop, even any genre of music, for example, the legends never die, right? The Princes,
Yeah.
the Michael Jacksons, the legends never die because those guys was focused on music.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? The money and all that, that's a bonus because they was, what you say, growth.
Yes, growth. Yeah.
Those guys was growing. You know what I mean? And, their personal lives is their personal lives. And I think that's the thing a lot of us got to know how to differentiate, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Camacho, Louie C. Rhymes. Same person, do two different things.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? So I feel like you like Michael Jackson, the artist, Prince, the artist, but then the personal life is the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their personal life. And I think sometimes we get so much involved with people's personal life, we forget the art.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like with your art, is excellent for the youth.
Thank
Because
you.
at the end of the day, you just set it off, man. You have my attention. You understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
Thank you,
definitely,
thank you.
No
definitely,
cursing.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking cursing. Shout out to the brothers that get busy.
Yeah, I don't wanna
You know
think-
what I mean?
yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
we
yeah.
not against that, but we just saying for that setting. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You drawing attention and you're educating. You know what I'm saying? For a better tomorrow.
Yeah, and I get behind Camacho before I get behind a lot of dudes because I know he's an educator. And I know he's trying to teach. Y'all just trying to mislead and y'all trying to sell your product. We're not trying to do that. So I get behind Mr. Camacho before I get behind a lot of y'all.
Thank you. So, yeah, so I forgot who it was. I was on my Instagram feed today because I'm criticizing myself now. I talk about how the Instagram is just for the lambs. But there was this DJ, I forgot who it was. I think it was a famous one. But he said, all these artists who are coming in and they're just looking to, like, be the next big artist, right? They're looking to make the impact and be the next big artist. But they're not thinking about how, they can be their own version of an artist,
Yeah.
right? Like the way that Nas is Nas, you can't emulate Nas. Another rapper can't be him, right? Another rapper can't be Cole, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm never gonna try to be somebody that I'm not, and that's the hard part that I feel is that most people aren't receptive to this style of rap and this style of hip hop. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are, and I'm just not putting it out there enough. I could do more for that. But, you know, him saying that about how you need to really be thinking about, if you're not always thinking about how to change the game, how to make the biggest impact on the game that you can, then you really shouldn't be doing it if you're just there to try to be on the scene.
I agree.
Hey, and on that note, peace and love. This is part 1 with Louie C. Rhymes. My name is Pure.
Chais.
Louie C. Rhymes, a.k.a. Mr. Camacho.
Yep.
All right, we out. The synthesis.
Peace.
This in the building.